Today's game is brought to you by Jackie Nickel, Realtor with Century 21 Commonwealth Real Estate. Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel. Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Okay, it's homecoming 2017. Anderson County Bearcats take on the Valley Vikings. Good evening, everyone. This is Keith Klink. Have Steve Carmichael helping me tonight. Anderson County Sports TV is going to be bringing you this production tonight. Last week's 21-19 victory over Mercer County turned on two Mercer mistakes: a penalty which nullified Mercer TV and a fumble by Mercer one play later that Blake Franklin picked up in return for a 7-6 Anderson County lead. The Cats ground out 269 yards, led by Zach Labhart, who had 110 yards and a touchdown. Franklin had 98 yards rushing and a TD. Again, the passing game was sparse with only two completions, but they were big ones. They kept drives alive. Brendan Klink and Labbert each had one reception of 15 and 25 yards. Wesley Rurine came over from the soccer team to kick all three extra points. Defensively, the Cats gave ground grudgingly. After Mercer scored halfway through the second quarter, they didn't score again until halfway through the fourth quarter. Aaron Chilton and R.J. Bowes led the Cats in tackles, with Bowes and Labhart sacking the Mercer quarterback on their attempted extra point to tie the game. Coach Peach says the team was totally focused on Mercer last week, but with homecoming and facing a Valley team that is 0-3, you have to hope the Cats come to play. Steve, the Bearcats this year, I think, have kind of been like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Last week they were really good. First game against GRC, they were a little bad, and then against Meade County, they were really ugly.
Yeah, I agree. I thought last week we were close. That Blake Franklin pick up and score, scoop and score really made the difference. One of those 12, 13-point turnarounds that really made the difference in the game, but it was going back and forth up to that point. It'll be interesting to see tonight. Don't know much about Valley except that they're 0-3. They played three tough teams up there, but PRP is the big team that jumps out at you because they beat Bowling Green, and so they certainly hammered Valley. But the other two teams, Holy Cross and Iroquois, only win they have is against Valley. So it's really hard to say what kind of team we're going to be facing tonight.
Yeah, and that Iroquois game last week was played in a downpour, and the final score was 6-2. Okay, we'll be back with the kickoff here in just a little bit.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans, the best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, we've got the captains out for the toss. For Anderson, there's Stan Crawford, Austin Watch, Andrew Likens, and I can't. Who's the other one, Steve?
I can't tell from here. I've got blocked by the Valley players.
I think it's Tyler Peters, number 2.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, Valley won the toss and will kick off to Anderson. Anderson will be going right to left. There's a good crowd here. There's a good crowd here tonight. The home stands are almost full.
And the visiting team is almost empty.
Yes, you could pretty much shoot a shotgun through the Valley section over here where we are and wouldn't hit us all. So it'll be interested to see how Anderson comes out, whether they come out fired up like they did last week against Mercer County or a little flat because it's homecoming and they had a big win last week.
I think that, they'll be ready to play. I thought they really picked things up midway through that first quarter, and then again that scoop and score really helped turn things around. But they really need to start off strong in this first quarter, really set the tone for the game. Again, Valley's not won a game. You don't want to give a team like that a chance to feel like they're in the game. So if you can take them out right away, it'll really be an advantage to us.
Here come the Bearcats, and they've got their flag. That's been a Bearcat. That's Andrew Likens carrying the flag. That's been an Anderson tradition for how long, Steve?
Well, Seth was a sophomore when Kirby first started bringing that flag, and he's been bringing it for the last 7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things the kids expect to see it, and I think our fans appreciate what that flag stands for.
Okay, Anderson comes out on the kickoff. Let's see here. They've got Crawford. They've got Franklin, Wilhite, Max Berry, Woolhams, Derringer, Taylor, Likens, Max Berry, Franklin, and Labhart deep. I was watching this fella kick off, Steve. Like you say, Valley's numbers are hard to find, and he was doing a nice job kicking off before the game.
He's got a nice foot.
And there's the kick. It's a nice one. It's coming down to Max Berry.
Oh.
He fumbles it, picks it up on the first bounce. He's coming up the middle and brings it up just short of the 30-yard line where Anderson will take over 1st and 10.
About 22 yards on that, but you're right. It bounced up in the air. Sometimes that helps you, though. Sometimes folks hesitate for a second on those returns. You get a little seam in there, you can get some space.
Okay, they've got Watts, Aldridge, Crawford, Stratton. Looks like Anderson's coming out in the wishbone. Got Peters at quarterback. There's the handoff to Labhart, and he doesn't get much at all. Gets a yard maybe. Second and 9. Anderson's in the wishbone again. Balance line. There's the handoff again. That's Franklin, and he's driving up to the 34-yard line, and that's going to be 3rd and 4.
A little bit better blocking on that one.
Anderson's in the bone again. Valley's up. They've only got one guy deep. They're creeping up. There's the handoff to Labhart. There's a big hole, and he brings it up to midfield, and that's going to be a 1st down Bearcats. Line did a good job that time, Steve.
Nice blocking at the line of scrimmage and a nice job of reading the downfield defenders to be able to create some space.
Oh, there's a flag on the play that I missed. And what do we got here? That looks like must be holding. Maybe that's why there was such a big hole.
It may be. That flag kind of blends in with the bare spots there in the center of the field.
It's going to make it 3rd and 11. Anderson comes up. They're still in the wishbone. There's a handoff to Labhart. He's juking around, and he's going to be short. It's going to be on the 33-yard line where it'll be 4th down. Here we've got Woolhams in to punt.
It's going to be kind of hard to give a lot of credit for some of these Valley kids because the numbers they have out there, what we've been given, don't match up. I don't even have 10 on my roster here. He made a nice play.
There's a snap. Not much of a rush. There's a kick over to the right-hand side. It's bouncing around on the 30 and down on the 21-yard line where Valley will take over, 1st and 10 with 9:43 to go in the first quarter. It's not the way to start, Steve, getting your first down called back because of a penalty.
Well, we just don't have, at least at this point in the season, the kind of team that can suffer a penalty at a critical point in a drive and to be able to recover from that.
Okay, Anderson has Derringer, Bove, Watts across the front, Maxberry, Labhart, Peters, Wilhite, Chilton, and Franklin.
Going to be interesting. They're spreading the field.
Got 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. There's the handoff up the middle, and there's the middle of the Bearcat line.
There you go.
There's Wilhite and Watts in there on the bottom.
That surprises me a little bit because from that formation, I would have thought maybe they would have either tried something on the corners or just drop back and fly, throw the ball.
Gain of a couple, 2nd and 8.
In warm-ups, they were airing it out. They had 2 guys in there, and both of them could throw the ball well. And one of the things they've talked about this week is Valley's speed. You know, they may be 0-3, and they play some PRP, great competition there, and 2 others not as good, but speed has been the thing that's been probably their best asset.
Valley has two receivers to this side, 1 to the far side.
Okay.
And let's see,
Got
what do we
motion.
got? Well, we got timeout Valley. Yes, sir. Okay, we'll be right back on Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, Valley comes out of the timeout. They've got trips to this side. 1 receiver to the far side. Quarterback's in the shotgun.
Watch the slot guy.
They're throwing a little pass. He cuts back. He's missed once.
Nice job.
That's Z-Lab that comes in and makes the tackle for a loss of a couple.
Did a nice job of covering that particular play. There really wasn't anything there.
No. Be 3rd and 10 for Valley. 8:26 to go in the first quarter. Valley comes out. They've got 2 receivers to each side. Put a man in motion to the far side. There's a jet sweep to the far side, and there's Watts back there. Nice play by Watts. Okay, that's going to make it 4th and 15 for Valley.
You can't play that play any better.
That's right. Valley's got people spread all over the field. Peters is back on the 40. There's a snap. It's a little low. Anderson's coming, and they just missed it. But boy, that's a shank. That's into the crowd. Dang, the Bearcat Den almost got one, Steve.
I'm not sure that got back to the line of scrimmage.
We've got a flag. We got a flag back here.
That's not good.
Must be running into the kicker.
The coach is yelling offense, so I'd say.
Okay, let's take a look here at the replay here, see what we got. There's a snap. It's a little low, but nobody gets the ball, and I couldn't tell who that was.
I couldn't either.
That came in there, but that that was a good penalty. Valley has it now up on the 40, first and 10. They've got two receivers to this side, one to the far side. There's handoff up the middle, and there's nothing there. There was Derringer was one of the first ones, and he was joined by a cast of thousands there. Watson, Taylor.
You know, my two boys would say that I don't know much about football, but I think I'd call a different play because we've seen that 3 times, and I don't believe that that's going to work with our front 5 or 4 there. I don't believe that's going to work.
Loss of a little bit. They've got it second and 11. Okay, Valley puts 2 wides to this side, 1 to the far side. Quarterback's rolling to the far side. Will Height's back there after him, and I think that was Watts that knocked him down. That's a gain of maybe a half a yard, if anything. Okay, there's the quarterback sweeping. Will Height gets him, and boy, Watts really nailed him.
He's off to a really nice start. He's made some really nice plays on that side of the line.
I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Century Bank, Progressive Photography, and Century 21 in Frankfort. Okay, quarterback's rolling. There's the pass out here in the flat. Franklin's got to get him and drags him down on the 35-yard line. That's a first down for Valley. Sorry, that was just a little flat pass out there, and he just ran around our coverage. It's first and 10 Valley on the 34. I'm sorry, that's Jackie Nichols, Century 21 in Lawrenceburg.
And Keith, I'll just say that having Anderson County Sports TV produce these games and having local sponsorship is a great asset to our community. So if there are folks here who are businesses who would like to support this, we'd certainly encourage them because lots of folks enjoy these games.
Okay, we've got a stack formation to this side, 1 to the far side. Here comes a pitch to this way. Anderson's there. He's missed by the first man, and there's Taylor and Bowes in there holding to a gain of a couple, and we've got looks like a legal mouth.
Derringer did a nice job there. Darren did a nice job at least slowing him down and letting the pursuit get to him.
Unsportsmanlike against Valley. That'll be 15 yards, and it's just a question of whether it's after the play.
I believe it's a dead ball.
That'll take it back to the 50 and make it for the marker. The markers. Let's see what they do say. Saying second and 25. Valley's got that bunch formation to the far side. There's a delayed handoff, and there's Derringer. Said hello.
Bingo.
That's a loss of a couple more. It's back on the Valley side of the 50.
Nice job of reading the play and pursuing to the football.
Okay. There's Derringer. Derringer just whipped his man on the line and came in there and made a real nice tackle.
And Austin's in there. Austin Watts in there again.
Valley's got that bunch formation to the far side. Single receiver on this side. Quarterback's back. They're going out there deep. Turn around, Tyler. And good defense there by Peters.
Ball was underthrown. Receiver did a nice job, but Tyler did a nice job of sliding over.
That's going to make it 4th and 25. See how hard Anderson comes this time. Both teams have had their first drive short-circuited by penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Valley comes out and spread punt. 3 protectors. Peters is back on the 15. Oh, there's a nice high punt. Peters takes it on the run, and there's a nice play by Peters. He brings it up to the 25, where Anderson will take over first and 10 with 3:58 to go in the first quarter. And we've got a flag on the far side. And apparently it's against Anderson because they're backing up. That'll take it back inside the 20 to the 16, where Anderson start out first and 10. Looks like Anderson's coming out in the wishbone again. No.
Well, we're a little bit slow in getting folks out there.
Yeah.
We got 3 coming onto the field.
See what Anderson. Yeah, they're coming out in the wishbone again.
Well, and that's probably what you want to do on that particular part of the field.
First and 10 Anderson on the 16. There's a handoff to Labhart. He's bringing it up the side, and he's out of bounds past the 30. First down Anderson. Lab did a good job switching that ball to his outside hand there when he was coming around the corner.
Absolutely. He had 4 or 5 Valley players coming at him. That's what you want to do.
First down Anderson. This one didn't get called back. Anderson's in the wishbone again. There's a handoff this time to Franklin. He spins off one and is up to the 39. That's a gain of 5 or 6.
You know, it just seems like on these last 2 plays, our blocking at the line of scrimmage been much better. And that's really what we've got to have. We've got to have at least a crease in there to get those guys through there.
Well, that was the difference last week against Mercer County when we ran for over 250 yards. The line bowed its neck and came out and knocked some people down.
Absolutely.
Anderson's the wishbone. It's 2nd and 5. There's the handoff again to Franklin, and he squirts through up to the 48-yard line. That's going to be another Bearcat first down.
You know, get a nice job of reading the play and then making the appropriate cuts. He didn't get in too big a hurry to get to the line of scrimmage and waited for things to develop.
They marked it on the 47. First and 10 Anderson. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. No score. Okay, here, let's watch the line blocking on this replay here, Steve. Yeah, Watts gets a good block, and
nice footwork.
That was Aldridge in there too. Peters is rolling. Oh my good. Oh, that's Gillis in there. He's got Peters open. Oh, and there's a good play by the Valley defender. That they ran Gillis in there at quarterback and ran Peters out of the backfield. And he was open there for just a second. That pass was just a hair late.
Well, it had just a little bit too much air under it. That's the one you got to have a little bit more on a line to get that thing out there.
2nd and 10 for Anderson. And what do we got here? Now they're sending Franklin off for some reason. He must be some blood on there.
Oh, he's acting like there's nothing there, but the referee saw something.
No, that's an incomplete pass, ref. You can't start the clock.
Oh, they did.
Oh, there's a big hole for Labhart. He cuts it to the outside.
Ooh.
That was close to a. He got it. Yeah, that was awful close to a face mask. It was. Yes, it was a face mask. That's going to be on Valley. It was a nice run by Lab.
It was nice.
That's from the spot. That'll be an Anderson first down.
It's one of those things where the kid, as soon as he had his hand on the face mask, like a hand on a hot stove.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that off fast enough, but unfortunately, he was right out there in the open where everybody could see him.
thought that face mask was.
Well, I think that was the 5-yard unintentional.
Okay, Anderson spreads them out. They get out of the wishbone. 3rd and 1. And Labhart has the first down, and there's another flag. Well, Steve, this first quarter's been a flag fest.
This one may be on us.
Probably is for holding.
Because anytime you're trying to explain yourself to an official, it's usually a problem with something you may have done, or at least they see that you may have done.
Okay, that's going to make it 3rd and 10. A block below the waist. Third and 8. It must have been a spot foul. Anderson comes out. They've got wides left and right. And Anderson moves.
Oh, my goodness.
That's going to make it 3rd and 13. And once again, Steve Anderson has a nice drive, short-circuited by a penalty.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
We just got it back. He was going to be in the backfield.
Yeah, he thought he had a step.
Okay, Anderson has 2 wides. This guy here on the end looks like he's offside. There's Franklin on the draw. He's got a big hole. Going to the outside, cutting back, and he's knocked down inside the 30. Nice call there, Steve.
Absolutely, and he really had the jets going on that one. It wasn't one of those things danced through the line of scrimmage. He was on fire from the start.
Okay, and Anderson's coming up. Looks like they're going to pass. Peters sends a man in motion. And there's Franklin. There's a huge hole there after that first man missed. There wasn't anybody going to get him. Anderson comes out during the shotgun, 2 wide. There's a handoff to Labhart, and he doesn't get much.
Not much there.
Second and 9. Anderson puts 2 wides to this side. Anderson calls timeout with 51.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. 0-0.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, Anderson comes out. It's 2nd and 8. They've got wide receivers to each side. Peters has Labhart and Franklin on either side. And Valley almost jumped. There's a counter play to Franklin.
He's got it.
Franklin's going to the end. Let's see here.
Ooh.
Let's see here. They're looking.
And I hope that's not a touchback.
I wondered about that
because
too.
I know folks see that on TV and they think let's stick the ball out and break the plane. We'll see what the call is. Touchdown.
That's a touchdown. Let's watch. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about. Let's see here. He's reaching. He's reaching. He's.
Oh, that's a touchback.
That's a touchback.
You know, I know these kids watch a lot of things on Saturdays and Sundays, and I see those guys do that.
Okay, there's Ruwine in to kick the extra point. And it's good with 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Anderson 7, Valley nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, Ruwine's ready to kick off. Valley has a single safety. There's a nice kick that's taken on the sideline down inside the 10. Bringing it to the far side. There's Labhart. There's the ball. And Valley got on it.
Oh, my.
Let's don't push and shove, guys. Let's don't push and shove. Let's see where the ball is. And then the Valley coaches are saying quarter, but it's not quite the quarter yet. That's a nice kick over to the corner. There's Likens, and the Valley was on the ball. I couldn't tell who got the first hit, but there was a little action. Yeah. Okay, Valley's got it deep in their own territory. They've got two receivers to the far side. There's a handoff up the middle, and there's nothing there. There's Taylor that knocks him down on the 3.
We've been pretty consistent on that play.
Okay, let's see if Valley's going to run another play. There's only 10 seconds left in the quarter. Okay, into the first quarter. Anderson 7, Valley nothing.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Start of the second quarter. Valley has 2 receivers to this side. Ball's on the 4. There's a quarterback sneak, and he brings it up there for several yards. See, he's got it. Looks like the referee spotting it on the 6.
From a Valley point of view, that's a better play than the one where they hand it off. Because that other one, they've run 4 times for about 6 or 7 yards.
It's 3rd and 8. Hey, this is a big old receiver they put out here to this side. He's a big old fella. He reminded me of the Faulkner kid last week from Mercer County.
You know, I was surprised they didn't get him more involved in the game.
Yes, I would bet large amounts of money that last extra point was going to go to him. Of course, they didn't get it off. But okay, Valley puts 2 receivers this way, 1 to the far side, and we've got delay of game. Steve, the student section's wound up tonight. This is everybody. This is show your Bearcat spirit tonight, and they're wound up over there.
Well, that's 2 weeks in a row. They had a great bunch of kids over there last week as well.
That's going to make it. That's half the distance to the goal line. That's going to make it 3rd and 12 for Valley. They've got a receiver, two receivers wide to this side. Quarterback's under center. Try to draw Anderson off, and Valley calls timeout with 10:50 to go in the second quarter. Anderson 7, Valley nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, Valley has two receivers to this side, one to the far side. Quarterback's up under center. It looks like another. What happened there? That looked like another sneak. I couldn't tell. There was a big jam up there in the middle, and all of a sudden, the Valley player goes flying back toward the end zone.
I think that was Darren Daringer who made that play. But there's really you're limited on your play calling when you're on the 4-yard line. You run 2 plays, it's third down, and you're back at the 4 again. So I'm not sure what you call there that's going to be anything that's going to keep you from getting in trouble.
Well, Peters is back on the 35. Ball's on the 5. The kicker's about 2 yards in from the back line. Anderson looks like they might be coming.
We should have great field position out of this.
There's a snap. It's a little high. Anderson is coming. There's a short kick that's getting a great Valley bounce to the 46-yard line where Anderson will take over 1st and 10. That was a nice job by the punter. See if Anderson can tack another one on here, Steve. They've got good field position. The only thing that's hurt them has been the penalties.
Mm-hmm. We've had some nice drives, but you're right. The penalties have killed us a couple of times. Punter got a really nice roll. I was hoping we'd get much better field position than this, but anytime you're inside the 50, that's a good place to start.
Got Gillis in at quarterback. Anderson's going to come out in the wishbone. Double tight. And they jumped. Going to make it 1st and 5.
Well, they're trying to anticipate the snap count, and I think it's great when you've got Tyler in there at quarterback, then you've got Jagger in there at quarterback, and no two quarterbacks have the same cadence. And so you can get used to having Tyler in there and try to anticipate, and then all of a sudden you've got Jagger in there. His is going to be just a little bit different.
Then you got to hope your offense doesn't jump off.
Amen.
There's the handoff to Gillis. He's rolling, and he's sacked. Boy, I tell you what, he didn't get much blocking, and I think he was trying to go to Woolham's, the tight end, down the middle of the field.
Well, and credit Valley on that because they did a nice job of covering both of those guys downfield. So he didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I couldn't tell where the fellow that sacked Gillis came from the right side of the line. Now Anderson's coming in. Looks like they're going to spread.
Well, he was looking for Tyler Peters on that route, but he was covered.
And timeout Anderson. 9:08 to go in the half. We'll be back in a second on Anderson County Sports TV.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, Anderson comes out. It's 2nd and 13. Anderson has receivers left and right. Gillis quarterback. Gillis is rolling. And he's sacked again. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be a screen to Labhart, and they had somebody.
It was.
They had somebody right out there in the middle of that.
And Valley's quick enough that if
okay, there was the replay. Yeah, that was going to be a screen to Labhart, and
he just didn't have time to get that off. There's not time to read the play and be able to get the ball off.
It's third in the bunch. Anderson has a man in the slot, wide receiver to the far side. Put Franklin in motion. We've got delay of game would be my guess with the back judge calling that.
We're taking good field position and going the wrong direction with it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Steve, you need a calculator to figure out how far they've got to go. Anderson puts the man in motion. There's a handoff to Maxberry, and that's a draw play, and he brings it up to the 35.
Well, that's a fairly safe play when you've got 3rd and 31, now 4th and 31 to go.
Valley's got a man that's slow getting up here. Let's see, I was wondering if they were going to call timeout, but they're not. Valley sends the man back. Woolham's in to kick. Got Labhart in front of him. There's a snap, a little high.
Nice punt.
There's a nice punt. It's getting, get him. That was Will Height and Chilton. And here we go again. There's got a lot of finger pointing and pushing going on out there. And Valley will take over on the 39 with 7:18 to go in the first half, trailing 7-0. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We had somebody came in late, and the Valley player pushed him, and then we got to talking and exchanging the addresses and all that stuff.
And we really should have had a flag right there. We should have had a flag there because you don't want this kind of thing to get out of hand, and we've had a lot of chippiness already on both sides. So you really need to make sure you keep that under control.
Okay, Valley puts receivers left and right. They got that little bunch formation to the far side. There's the handoff up the middle, and there's nothing there. That's a Bose and others. Derringer was back there. That's a loss of 3. Second. Here's the replay. There's RJ back in there. Derringer. Maxberry.
We've done a great job of containing so far in this game. And one of the things that we knew about Valley was that they did have some speed, but our kids have done a great job. We've stopped them up the middle. We've stopped them on the corners.
Valley puts 2 receivers to this side, 1 to the far side. And we've got a whistle. Must be timeout Valley. Yeah, and that's their last timeout of the half with 6:32 to go. Once again, want to remind everybody that this is brought to you by Century Bank, Progressive Photography, and Century 21, Jackie Nickel. Get your nickels worth. Steve, looks like it's going to be 2nd and 14 for Valley. And it's like we've said, Anderson's been its own worst enemy tonight.
Absolutely. I'm not sure where that play was going that they were running there either, because we had enough penetration through the line of scrimmage. We were already in the backfield, and the quarterback was waiting for that wideout to come back through with a reverse.
Well, a little bit on the pass protection. It's starting to remind me of the Meade County game where the quarterback, it was chuck and duck. Okay, Meade's got 2 receivers to this side, 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 14. There's a snap. They're throwing a little pass over to the far side, and it's for the benefit of the receiver. He best be glad that he missed that because Labhart was right in his grill. 3rd and 14.
You told me, I believe, before the game that their starting quarterback is not in the game, not even dressed tonight.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
It's the coach's son.
Because I think you said that young man had over 4,000 yards passing, and
I'm not sure he's played this season.
Okay.
Once again, Valley puts 2 receivers to each side. Quarterback's back. They're going out there deep. Franklin's the only one that's got a shot. He's got it. He's taking it up the far sideline. He's knocked out at the, looks like about the 47-yard line. We got a flag on the play, Steve. I'm wondering if it's
it looks like roughing the passer.
Might be roughing the passer. Let's see.
I'm telling you, we're our own worst enemy here.
Okay, let's see here. Quarterback's back. Well, there's the interception. Couldn't see what happened back there. Yep, it is roughing the passer. There's Franklin. Peters makes a good block there, and Franklin goes out of bounds. But it was roughing the passer. I did catch the signal.
It's a great completion, though, if you were throwing it to us.
Yeah.
Great reception on our part.
And that's going to bring the ball up to midfield, and Valley's going to have a first down. We're our own worst enemies again.
We are, and we just can't afford that. We're just not with 40 kids out, and a lot of our kids playing both sides of the ball. You just have to be. You have to use some self-discipline, make good choices. We're really bearing down on that quarterback.
Valley puts 2 wides to each side. .6:18 to go in the half. Anderson looks like they're coming. Valley puts a man in motion.
Oh my goodness.
There's a high snap. Anderson's back there. And that's Likens. And Peters back there. That's a big loss. That's a 20-yard loss.
Well, and the quarterback was expecting somebody else to come in motion from the left side. Instead, it was the halfback on the right side that was coming in motion, and then the center snapped the ball over the quarterback's head.
That's back on the 26. Here's the replay. Whoop, quarterback saying, oh, there it goes. Quarterback picks it up, and there's Likens in there on the stop.
Again, the quarterback position it's important at every level, but I think in high school football you have to have the stability there to really make things happen. And they're just not looking very strong right now.
2nd and 34 for Valley. They've got 2 wides to each side. Now they're putting a man in motion. Oh, they left way too soon.
Well, you got 2 guys going in motion at the same time.
That should be against Valley.
It should be, unless they're motioning like it's.
I'm not sure what the discussion is here. They had 2 men in motion.
Unless we jumped and they had 2 guys in motion, I don't know what else the call could be because we saw both guys go in motion.
Offside Anderson. Okay, there we go. That's going to make it 2nd and 29. Valley puts 2 receivers to each side again. Quarterback's up under center. Man in motion. A little counter play. He breaks through there. He's gotten to the sideline, and we've got a flag. And Labhart pushes him out, but we've got a flag back here on the 40-yard line. And we've got a block in the back against Valley. Oh, they broke off on that corner, and there was nobody home over here.
Well, it's their best play of the game.
Okay, here comes the man in motion. They run a little counter play here, and they get a good block on Peters. And and Lab pushes him out on about the 35, but that's all for naught. It's back to third and, well, it's not third down because we took the penalty. It's second and a bunch. Both teams had big plays that
the box says second 27. The board says third and 27.
I think it's second.
Okay.
Valley has two receivers to each side, put a man in motion. There's a attempted jet sweep. He's juking around there, and finally he's tackled by Labhart and Taylor. Maxbury had a shot at him in the backfield and couldn't wrap him up. Third and a bunch. .4:18 to go in the half. Valley puts two wides to each side. Man in motion again. And there's a quarterback sneak, and there's nothing there. There's the middle of Anderson's line.
It's a tough third and 25 kind of a call.
Yeah.
You know, with the way their offense has been picking up yardage tonight, it's a tough call.
Actually, Steve, I think they just want to try and see how much time they could eat up before they had to punt.
Well, they didn't eat up enough because there's still 3:35.
Anderson's got a bunch of people up. They've got Franklin back. There's a snap. It's a little high. There's a nice high punt to this side. And it's getting an Anderson bounce, and it's down on the 41-yard line where Anderson will take over first and 10 with 3:19 in the first quarter, leading 7-0.
You know, there are always those times in a game where a score makes a big difference.
Yes.
If we can score going into halftime, it really takes a lot of the air out of your opponent, you know, and it really gives you a boost. So this is an important 3:19 in the second quarter.
Let's see, Anderson comes out. They've got two wides. Peters, Labhart, and Franklin in the backfield. There's Labhart. He's got a nice hole. He pulls away from one tackle, and he's down the sideline over the 50 where he's out of bounds. And that's going to be, let's see here. The referee signaling first down. Nice run by Lab.
It was a really nice sidestep on the corner over there that got him an extra 5, 6, 7 yards. He's a very deceptive runner. I keep watching that kid thinking he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's only a sophomore.
Anderson comes out, same formation. There's a counter play to Labhart, and there he said there's a fumble. And Valley got it. Like you said, Steve, the last 3 minutes, very important. Once again, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Now it's just as critical for us not to give up a score. We don't want them back into the game. We've been fortunate so far. We've contained them.
Yeah.
You know, they've not done anything up the middle. They've not been able to get outside except for that one play.
First and 10 for Valley on their own 47. Two receivers to this side, two to the other side.
I'd keep an eye on the slot guy.
Quarterback's in the shotgun. Quarterback's back. There's that little bubble screen over. Good job by Peters.
Nice job.
Held that to a gain of 4. Good job by Tyler. Second and 4. Well, it looks like they're pretty much stuck in this. Well, this time they've got the bunch formation to the far side, single wide to this side. There's a snap. There's a little swing pass out there. Oh, he's missed by Labhart. And he's brought down by Derringer after a gain of 4. That's going to make it 3rd and 2. Boy, you don't see him miss an open field tackle like that very often.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Fake one way, throw back the other way, and he just fanned on that. That's all you can say. Valley's double wide. Quarterback's back, snaps a little low. Anderson's coming. It's a completion on a slant, and he's tackled on the 38-yard line by Peters and Labhart. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Valley with 1:19 to go in the half. Valley's up and hurry up.
Nice pass, nice completion.
2 receivers to each side. Good thing is, Steve, Valley's out of timeouts. Quarterback's back. There's a pass over the sideline. And he's loose going down the sideline. And he's knocked out after. Couldn't tell how much he got, but they were saying move the chains. So let's see where it is on the 26, 1st and 10 for Valley. Minute 8 to go. Here, there's a pass over there. Once again, we missed a tackle. Yeah, he's got the 1st down. Max Berry knocks him out.
Nice play calling. You got no timeouts. You got to use your sidelines.
Valley's double wide. And there's a bad snap. Quarterback picks it up. He's tucking it under to run. Franklin's got to get him, and he brings him down on about the 7-yard line. Boy, he made something out of nothing there.
He made something out of nothing there. That one rolled back to the quarterback. He picked it up, found the crease.
Down to the 7. The Valley coaches are saying spike it. Anderson doesn't have enough defensive backs out there on that side. And there's the spike, kills the clock with 40.3 seconds to go. Valley, you don't have any timeouts left. Okay, there's the low snap. He runs inside the containment there and then gets outside here. And Franklin has to bring him down. That's going to make it 2nd and goal on the 8 for Valley.
You credit the Valley kid. A nice play.
Valley has two wides to each side. There's a snap. Quarterback's looking. They're throwing the fade, and it's intercepted. And that's Franklin, but it's going to come back. We've got a flag on the play. It's going to come back. That's going to make it. That's going to make it 1st and goal on the 4.
So what are we talking? Pass interference down there?
Yeah.
It's about the only thing you could have on that particular play.
We had somebody just climb to one of the receivers.
Which is unfortunate because Blake had that zeroed in.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he had that. He was locked in on that pass.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. There it is. Yep. The receiver was pulled down. Valley's got it 1st. No, it's not 1st. It's 2nd and goal on the 4. And ball's now on the 4. 2nd and goal. Steve, you said it'd be a big shot in the arm if somebody scored here.
Yeah, and I was hoping it would be us. I'm still hoping it would be us.
Well, we almost got one there.
Well, it was not a strong pass, and
no.
we were locked in on it. But again, penalties tend to do us in.
Killers. Quarterback is looking. He's looking, and he's missed. And there's a good play by Bowes.
And clock's running.
Yeah, they have no timeouts. That was, I think that was Taylor back there. Valley's.
We better be spiking the ball. I mean,
there's a snap. There's And it's incomplete. That's the last play of the first half. I didn't think Valley was set, but Anderson 7 at the half. Anderson 7, Valley nothing. We'll be back in just a minute. There's that last play, Steve. With the sack, Bose has him and throws him down. I didn't think Valley was set. You're watching Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, we're going to introduce the homecoming candidates now. The first candidate is from the freshman class. It's Jerica Drury. She's the daughter of Jennifer Stevens and the granddaughter of Nancy and Connie Drury. She's a cheerleader, plays softball in the Challenger League. She's escorted tonight by Colin Kays, son of Travis and Jenny Kays. It's Jerica Drury. The second candidate is Alika Lewis. She's the daughter of Bart and Meredith Lewis. She's a member of the golf team, softball team, advanced course, Humane Society. She's escorted by Carson Wooldridge. He's the son of Brian and Julie Wooldridge. The first sophomore candidate is Emma Jarrett. Emma's the daughter of Ken and Angie Jarrett. She's a member of the Indoor Soccer League, Church and Club Basketball, Advanced Course, and FCCLA. She's escorted by Ethan Burgess. He's the 15-year-old son of Kim Chrisman and Rob Burgess. The next sophomore candidate is Hannah Whitaker. She's the daughter of Derek and Rebecca Whitaker. She's a member of FCA, Key Club, Student Council, FCCLA, varsity softball. She's escorted by Bryce White. He's the son of Wayne and Jamie White. The first junior candidate is Maddie Copenhaver. She's the daughter of Alicia Fennell and Chris Copenhaver. She's a member of FCA, FCCLA, Beta Club, Paul's Mentor, varsity softball, advanced course. She's escorted by London Ballard. He's the son of Jay Ballard and Kristen Keitzero. The other junior is Bailey Pedersen. She's the 15-year-old daughter of Mary Homhuler and Sean Pedersen. She's a member of Advanced Course Beta Club, a Paul's member. She's escorted by Dustin Webb, son of Michelle and Darren Webb. First senior is Andrea Bertram. Andrea's the daughter of Marty and Terry Bertram. She's a member of the Champions Elite All-Star Senior Dance Team, Young Republicans, Beta Club, the National Honor Society, FCA as a Paul's mentor, and the class treasurer. She's escorted by Matthew Torkelson. He's the son of James and Rhonda Torkelson. Next candidate, senior candidate, is Callie Jo Smith. She's the daughter of Joe and Tamara Smith, member of the golf team, Advanced Course, FCA, Beta Club, National Honor Society, Junior Cotillion Ambassador. She's escorted by Timmy Rogers. He's the son of Tim and Marsha Rogers. The last senior candidate is Courtney Young. Courtney's the daughter of Barry and Renee Young. She's a member of the Advanced Course, FCCLA, Paul's Mentor, Beta Club, National Honor Society. She's escorted by Christian Gritton. son of Sharon and Aubrey Gritton. Carrying the Princess Flowers is Blair Holloman, daughter of Brian and Ashley Holloman. She's escorted by her brother Colin. Carrying the Princess Crown is Malin Wang Drury, daughter of Matthew Drury and Hong Lee Wang. She's escorted by Max Warren, son of Brandon and Ginger Warren. Carrying the Queen's Flowers is Natalie Quire. She's the daughter of Steve and Tabitha Quire. She's escorted by Beanie Basham, the son of Heather Basham. Carrying the Queen's Crown is Jenna Diaz, daughter of Sherry and Husha Diaz. She's escorted by Brody Baxter, the son of Brittany and Brandon Baxter. Have last year's homecoming queen, Sammy Rogers, daughter of Tim and Marcia Rogers. She's escorted by Josh White, the associate principal of Anderson County. And the 2017 homecoming princess is Bailey Pedersen. And the homecoming queen is Miss Callie Jo Smith. I want to congratulate all the candidates, their escorts, and we'll be back for the start of the second half in just a minute. It's brought to you by Anderson County Sports TV.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, Anderson comes out. They start in the second half kickoff ahead 7-0. It seems like they should be ahead by a lot more than that, but if you look at the stats, you can understand why they're not. Hey, we've got Rewind getting ready to kick off for Anderson. It's a high kick. It's coming down to the 12-yard line. There's a hole there, and he's going down the sideline, and he's brought down by Joe Taylor on the 41-yard line. That was a nice return. There was a nice hole there.
Nice return. You and I were talking about this at halftime. They're one play away from tying this game up.
Right.
You know, just that series at the end of the half was big. Had we gotten a touchdown, been up 14, you suck a little air out of folks. But they're one play away, and they know they're one play away from tying this thing up. So they got a strong return on the.
Okay, here's the replay. Cuts it up. He cuts to the outside. Our outside contain led him to the outside, and Joe Taylor brings him down. Valley's got 2 wides to each side, single back, man in motion. Oh, there's a fumble. And that was Will Height that made first contact, and there was Taylor that brought him down. Steve, you look at these stats, and both teams have 5 first downs. Valley has -9 yards rushing. We have 81. They have 52 yards passing. We have none. Valley has 43 total yards. Anderson has 81. These teams killed each other so many times with penalties on these drives.
Well, Valley's averaging less than 2 yards a play, and we're about 4.5 a play. So that's probably the difference in the game.
Yeah, there's another fumble. It's kicked around, and I think Anderson's got it. No, it
bounced out.
It did. It bounced out. And let's see what we got here. White's got it, they said. Oh, I thought Joe Taylor had pounced on that. That's a loss of about 3. There's the fumble.
It bounces out of that initial,
Yep, bounced out. bounced out again. Lab was in there fighting for it and just couldn't get it. 3rd and 12. For Anderson County, Franklin has 78 yards and rushing with a touchdown. Labhart has 35 yards rushing. Valley has 2 wides to each side. There's a good snap. Anderson's bringing the pressure. Good defense by Peters. And it's 4th down. It looks like, well, Valley's gonna punt. Steve Bigstad here, like you were pointing out to me, Valley has 6 penalties, 43 yards. We have 9 for 77. You just can't keep killing yourself.
No,
like
you
that.
can't. And that's anyway you cut that 9 penalties in a half of football. That's a lot of penalties.
That is a bunch of penalties. Valley comes up and spread punt formation. Peters is back on the 5. Anderson not putting on hardly any rush at all. And boy, they still almost got to it, and that's out of bounds. That's going to be out of bounds on about the 30-yard line. See where they're going to mark it.
Looks like the 20.
Is it the 20? Okay, there was an official up here on the 30. Okay, looks like the 20-yard line. Okay, Anderson will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. And Valley had the ball almost twice as much as Anderson did.
Which is a little surprising.
Yes.
I would not have guessed that until I saw those stats.
Okay, Watts has 6 tackles for Anderson. Bowes and Derringer each have 3. Anderson comes out. They're 1 wide to the far side, 2 to this side. Single back. Franklin in motion. Oh, there's a bad snap. And they're going to mark it on the 5-yard line. Oh, my. Steve, this is just a comedy of errors.
Well, I don't know what you say. You know, we all know that first series at the beginning of any half is really important to the game. And we just can't afford mistakes like that.
Ball's on the 6. It's 2nd and 23. Anderson's in the wishbone. There's Labhart, and he doesn't get much. See where they mark it. It's still inside the 10. That's going to make it 3rd in a bunch.
Now they're saying 21 yards. That's a bunch.
Anderson's in the wishbone. There's the handoff again to Labhart, and he doesn't get anything. He might even lose a yard, and Anderson's going to have to punt. Well, Steve, at the start of the second half, those were 2 very bad series for both teams.
Absolutely. But it's fairly indicative of the way the first half was played, honestly.
Okay, the ball's on the 6. Okay, there's the replay of the last play. There's just one name blocking up front.
Well, Valley got great penetration. I mean, there was no place to go. We didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
There's a snap, and there's a low-end over-end punt. It's taken on the 32, and he's dragged down around the 20-yard line where Valley will take over in great field position, 1st and 10.
Well, and that's not what you want. You don't want a line drive punt. The ball gets to the returner too quickly. It gives him a chance to get set up and get some speed under him.
Ball's inside the 20 on the 17. I'd say Valley's probably in 4-down territory here.
Absolutely.
Valley puts 2 receivers to each side. There's quarterback sneak, and there's nothing there. There's the middle of Anderson's line. And we're getting some more pushing in there. That was Watts.
I mean, if there has been a bright spot for us defensively, our nose tackle's done a nice job there. Our guys up front, our 3 guys up front, we've given up almost nothing up the front. Well, we've given almost nothing anyway. When you're going less than 2 yards of play, you're not giving up any yardage.
2nd and 8 on the 15. Valley's got that bunch formation to the far side. Quarterback's under center. There's a handoff up the middle, and boy, somebody just plowed him under. That was Derringer and Watts.
And they've done a nice job. Both those guys have had good games.
Ball's on the 14. Yeah. Okay, here's the replay. You've got Bose on the nose there.
I like it. Bose on the nose.
Bose on the nose, and yeah, that was Watson Taylor. And it looks like Taylor and the running back are having a couple words.
Be nice just to get up. Don't say anything. Just get up off the ground.
Yeah.
We don't want to give them anything down here.
Valley's got 2 receivers to each side. There's a snap. Quarterback's rolling, and it's incomplete. I'm not sure who he was supposed to be throwing that to. It makes it 4th field goal, okay?
Well, miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver.
Yep.
And again, I'm looking at this. It at least appears that the guys that they've been running in there at quarterback obviously not as experienced as their starter.
Yeah.
And that's really hurt them tonight because they're not able to communicate.
Okay, this let's see, this is going to be a 25, 35-yard field goal. And I think Valley's taking timeout with 6:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Timeout Valley. Game's brought to you on Anderson County Sports TV by Century Bank, Progressive Photography, and Jackie Nicole, Century 21.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, looks like Valley is lining up for an attempted field goal. Well, let's put it like this. There's a snap. It's a little high, and it's wide. Yeah, it's wide. I thought it was wide. Anderson will take over on the 20-yard line with 6:53 to go. Steve, we escaped.
We did, and the kid had lots of leg, but the snap was high, and that really throws off the attempt.
Yeah, we didn't have much of a rush.
No.
I don't think we believed it. Okay, let's see if Anderson can come out and get something going here. Anderson has 2 wides. Valley's just bringing somebody on the field. There goes Labhart up the middle, and he brings it up to almost the 30-yard line. Valley had somebody that was really running on late. That was a nice run, some good blocking up front.
Well, and that's what we need. I mean, we picked up 9 yards on that.
Yeah. Okay, there's the handoff. There's a nice cut by Labhart.
A nice cut back. It looked like that play was going wide. He saw the crease, planted his foot, made a cut.
Anderson puts a man in motion. There's a counter play to Franklin, and he brings it up to the 43-yard line.
I like that play. It's one of my favorite plays in football.
Yeah, and Stan Crawford's limping over here. Okay, there's your counter play, Steve. They put the man in motion, fake to Lab going one way. Franklin comes back the other, gets in behind his blockers. That was Crawford. That was leading the blocking. Oh, there's a slip.
Yeah.
And we got all kinds of pushing and shoving going on out there. And there's not much of a gain there at all. There was Like I said, there was all kinds of pushing and shoving going on there. There's a loss of a couple.
He went to plant, and his foot went right down from underneath him.
Anderson has one.
Timeout.
Anderson calls timeout. 5:22 to go in the quarter.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, Anderson has receivers left and right. Have a man in the slot. There's the counter play again to Franklin. He's gotten to the outside. He's going to be a couple yards short of the first down. Going to be 3rd and a couple.
Nice counter going the other way.
That was the same play that we were in just a minute ago for big yardage, and it worked just the same.
I think Blake's shaking up on that, Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got saw Maxbury come in. 3rd and short. Steve, I'm not sure we're not going to go on second sound here.
As long as we don't go no play and call a timeout.
There's Franklin. He cuts it to the outside, and let's see if we can see what happens. Looks like he just went face first into the ground. Anderson. There's Labhart. He pops through there, and there's the first down. Good job, line.
Well, I'll tell you, as a guy who spent 7 years on the paint crew, the place where he went down over there is about as hard as it comes, because you have those guys walking back and forth, and that's hard as a rock. So the last place you want to go down is where he went down.
First down, Anderson on the Valley 43. Anderson comes out. They've got wide each side. Peters is in the shotgun. Valley looks like they're coming. There's a handoff to Labhart. He's cutting it back, and he's down to the 35-yard line.
Said 3 times we've run that counter.
Yep.
They've obviously seen something at halftime that says, hey, this is something we can do that's going to work, that's going to get us yardage.
Going to be, here comes the replay. There's your counter. Going to the outside, following Derringer's block. If he gets around that one guy, he's got a way to go.
But I think his opening was on the inside that time. He hesitated and decided to go outside. The Valley kids do a good job of pursuing to the outside.
Anderson's in the same formation. They're coming on the blitz. There's Franklin. He pulls away, and he's down inside the 30. First down. Anderson's found a home there with that little counter play. There it comes again. Franklin pulls away and gets enough for the first down.
Well, it's that old story, when you find something that works, keep riding it till it stops. And so far, they haven't stopped it.
Anderson's in same formation, wide to each side. Put a man in motion. There it is again. Franklin bounces to the outside. Didn't get as much this time. I think after 3 times they might have finally figured it out.
I don't know.
Yeah, he just got a couple on that one. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
I don't know. I'm going to it again coming this side. But I really believe Valley does a job of trying to pursue to the outside. If they'll cut that thing up inside toward the hash, they'll be right down the middle of the field.
Valley sent an inside blitzer the last two plays. Here they come again. Here's the option. Peters keeps it. He's cutting it back, and he's got the first down, I believe. Steve.
Nice job. Nice call.
Oh, we got a flag. Holding Anderson.
my
Oh,
goodness.
my. That's going to make it 2nd and 18. Can't stand prosperity.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. You know,
Cannot stand prosperity.
we are doing well moving the ball down the field. We can't have that kind of opportunity.
Brings it back to the 38. That's going to make it 2nd and pretty close to 20. .217 to go in the third. 7-0 Bearcats. Anderson has receivers left and right. There's the pitch to Franklin. He's got some room over there on the corner. And let's see how. Looks like Valley has a man down here, Steve. That was a nice run by Franklin. I'm not sure how far he got, but Valley has a man down, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, the Valley player is walking off under his own power. He and Austin, after the play was over, Franklin gained back 18 yards there. And it's third and 2 or 3 on the 21. Anderson comes out. They've got two wide, 2 backs. There's the little counter play. Oh, there's a hole for Franklin. He's spinning around. And he takes that's a first down. I don't know. Can't tell from what. And Valley's got somebody else that's limping around out there. Okay, let's see. We've got Franklin making a nice cut back there, spinning, and there's a first down on the 9. There goes Franklin again, and he's inside the 5.
Nice blocking up front.
Looks like it's down on the 2. It's just really hard to tell. It's on the 1 or the 2.
I think it's on the 1, Keith.
Okay. There's the handoff to Franklin, and he's down in there close. Once again, good line blocking, the same play from a different angle. Nice. And there's a touchdown. There's a touchdown by Franklin. I thought that was the replay, Steve. But there was some more good blocking out there on the line, and Anderson goes ahead 13-0. That was a nice drive after that missed field goal. That was just
nice double team by our center and our left guard, and we pulled the right guard into that hole.
I thought we were getting a replay there. It was a real play.
Well, that's what we needed. You need that touchdown.
Okay, we've got Ruine in to attempt the point. Peters is holding, clinks the center. And it's no good with 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Anderson 13, Valley nothing.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, we've got Ryan ready to kick off. See if we can cover it a little bit better than we did the last time. There's a squibber. Oh, there's a nice high bounce. It's off Valley players' hands, and it's recovered down on about the 20-yard line. That was the kind of bounce that you want to see on that kick.
Well, and I think that's where you want to kick the ball. You want that young man handling the ball, because you have a mishandle, and then it's Valley's doing well to cover the ball and keep from losing it.
Okay, the ball's on, looks like Valley has it on their own 20-yard line. Okay, this is a nice kick. Catches it right there on top, Steve. And
absolutely,
gets that big bounce.
Nice bounce.
Yep, it's off the hands. And the Valley guy just gets.
Yes, he does.
He just gets down there on that. Aaron Chilton was right down there. Okay, Valley comes out. They've got trips to this side. Anderson just has two people over. Here comes Max Berry. Single to the far side. Quarterback's up under center. There's a reverse coming this way, and there's RJ.
Great job.
Good job. There was a lot of penetration there.
And that's what you want to do if you're playing that defensive position. You pursue as deep as the deepest back, and you wait. Don't over pursue. He played that perfectly.
That's a loss of 5 or 6. And looks like might get one more play this quarter. It's going to be close. Yeah, I think Valley's got to run one more play. Valley has 2 wides to each side. Bring a man in motion to this side.
Back judge is counting.
I was going to say
He's doing more than counting.
We got timeout. Got timeout with 0.1 second to go.
That's awful to use a timeout.
Yeah, 0.1 second to go. Of course, they ran out of their timeouts at the end of the first half, which kind of saved us.
Well, he's watching the back judge count down those last 5 seconds.
0.1 second to go. Once Anderson got past that first series, the rest of the quarter has been all Bearcats.
Yeah.
And it's second and 17. Valley's going to have to snap the ball, keep them down here, see if we can get a good start at the fourth quarter. I'll say this: there were three scouts here from Franklin County, and if Anderson didn't want to show anything, they succeeded.
I believe we're a well-kept secret so far to this point. I don't believe we've given them anything that they could prepare for this week.
Valley's got 3 wides to this side. Once again, we've only got 2 people over there. There's a snap. Quarterback's back. They're going down here deep on the fly. Turn around. Oh, boy, I tell you, that almost could have been offensive interference.
That's about as far as the quarterback's able to throw the ball. I mean, the receiver outran.
Okay. They had trips to this far side and sent the outside receiver on a fly pattern down the field, and there's Chilton. Chilton's right on him. He had a better shot on it than the receiver saying that's interference, but no, it's not. Okay, start of the fourth quarter. Anderson 13, Valley nothing. This broadcast is on Anderson County Sports TV, sponsored by Century Bank, Progressive Photography, Century 21, Jackie Nickel.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. 3rd and 17 for Valley. They're flip-flopping their receivers. They've got 2 to the far side, 1 to this side. There's a snap. It's a little low. Quarterback's trying to get it up off the ground. Somebody's got him back there. There's Watts, Will Height, and others back there. And they're putting from, looks like about their 3-yard line. We have Peters back. See if Anderson comes with the rush. There's a snap. There's a boomer.
Best punt of the night.
Oh,
my goodness. No.
Pete and Tyler hang on to it, and Valley says they've got it.
And they do.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Anderson would have had great field position.
That might have been a place you wanted a fair catch and just catch it and sit down with it.
Peters almost had that on the second bounce, and somebody grabbed his jersey, kept him from getting to it. Okay, let's see if the defense can hold again. But Valley. Okay, there's Peters. Peters looking the ball into his hands. It just bounces off his shoulder pads. He's got a chance to get it there and just can't get it. There's just too many Valley players there. There's a sweep to the far side. And he broke a couple 3 tackles there and brought it up for a couple yards. He ran awful hard just to get a couple yards there, Steve.
He did. Again, our defense has done well pursuing to the football, especially on the outside. I think one of the things we were concerned about all week was their speed, and they've had some, but they just can't get to the corner and turn it. Our defense has played well out there.
That's a gain of 1. It looked to me like he ran a bunch to get 1 yard.
He ran a long way to get a yard.
Second and 9 for Valley. They put a receiver to each side. Quarterback's under center. There's the handoff up the middle, and boy, there's nothing there. That was Bose on that. Bose in there on the tackle. That was a solo for RJ. No gain on the play. It seems like you put him on that nose, and it just seems like he's almost unblockable.
Absolutely. I just love the way he plays football. He is perfect at that position.
Here's a replay. He just fought through that block like it wasn't even there. He's too quick for most centers.
Absolutely. And that's really what you want. You want somebody that can disrupt that offense right there at the line of scrimmage.
Valley puts 2 receivers to each side. Quarterback's going back. They're coming out here trying to go deep, and it's between the receivers. We've got a flag here on the 40-yard line. I'm wondering if we've got a hold here, Steve. Nope, they picked it up.
I thought maybe you were right. Maybe that's what happened with the receivers, because you had 2 in the same area, but neither one of them were closing on the football. So I don't know if that was just a broken route or a misread on the quarterback's part.
Okay, we've got Peters back again. There's a snap. Rush coming from the outside. There's an end-over-end kick. Peters is getting away. And it's down on the 32-yard line. Anderson will take over 1st and 10. Hit 13-0 with 9:19 to go in the ball game. Steve, I think Anderson was really kind of hoping for an easier game than what this has turned into. It looks, just looking at the people that are going in now, looks to me like we're going back to the bone.
Well, and I know you don't want kids looking ahead, but Franklin is a big game for us, and that's been kind of a national rivalry for us, dating way back for most of our kids.
Okay, we've got Gillis under center now. There's a handoff to Franklin, Steve, I don't know if this is kind of getting to be like it was last week. I think Valley has a man down where we just basically wore Mercer out.
Yeah.
We just running, and they've gotten him up now.
And you kind of want that, especially with 9 minutes left in the game. You're trying to grind it out and keep that clock running.
Yeah, that was a good run. That was a good run there by Franklin. Line came off ball really hard.
I think they're going to take a look at it and see if it's a first down.
Okay. Yep. There goes the chain crew. Doug Briscoe's got a little hitch in his giddy up there.
I noticed that. I noticed it. But these guys have done this for about 100 years, so he's got to be at least, 120 or something.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, I tell you what, this young bunch took over from Pee Wee Robinson, and there's the nose of the ball.
Good guy.
And it looks like it's just a hair short. Yeah, they took over Bob Black, Pee Wee Robinson, Charlie Bryant. They've been there for years.
How many years have you been doing these broadcasts?
28.
28.
Anderson's up in the wishbone. There's a handoff again to Franklin, and he's gotten to the outside. He pulls loose, and he's down to the 44-yard line of Valley. And we've got a flag. I don't know if we had something personal foul on Valley. That'd be 15 yards. That'll take it down to the 29. Talking about there's the replay of it. I couldn't really see what too many arms and legs in there. I'll tell you a story about Charlie here in a minute. Next break we get, that's going to take it down, first down Anderson on the 30-yard line.
No, we're trying to figure out if 77's in the game here, if he's out of the game.
Well, you couldn't miss him.
No, I think he thinks he's out. So
Anderson's in the wishbone. Valley's got everybody up. There's a handoff again to Franklin. He hurdles, gets to the sideline. He's going down the sideline, cuts it back, and he's in for a touchdown. Boy, that was a nice run by Franklin.
Absolutely. Nice cutback.
Yes, it was. He cut that back in the middle of the field and just ran away from the Valley players.
Well, with his quickness and speed, they try to pursue very, very quickly to get to him, and then he makes that cut, comes back across the field.
Okay. Here's the replay. Franklin's, he's behind his blockers. There's Castle.
He's going to plant,
cut it back behind Castle. Castle does a good job getting downfield and throwing the blocks. Once he gets out there, it's all over.
Nobody's going to catch him.
Okay.
Nice kick.
There was the kick by Ruwine, and it's Anderson 20, Valley nothing. 8:43 left to go in the game.
Century 21 is not an app. It's not a website. It's a team of actual humans. The best in the world at finding homes, selling homes, and making you feel at home. If you're not satisfied, we don't sleep. With all 4 J.D. Power Awards for customer satisfaction 3 years in a row. How many satisfaction awards do you have, Internet? We've got technology, but more importantly, we've got your back. Century 21.
Got a house to sell? Get your nickel's worth. Call Jackie Nickel at Century 21.
Okay, we've got Ruwine ready to kick off. See if we get another. Yep, got another squibber. It's picked up over here, and he's finally pulled. finally pulled down by Chilton and Taylor.
A lot of movement there.
Yes.
Not much yardage, but a lot of movement.
he got that ball. He looked like he didn't know what to do with it. I swear he did. And we got an awful lot of words going on here. Steve, and that's, you know.
Well, and you want to maintain your
Yes,
poise. You know,
yes.
you've got the game in hand. There's 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in the game. You just want to play within yourself, finish this thing off.
Valley sends 2 wides to each side. There's a snap. It's a bad snap again. They're trying a little flanker screen, and Anderson's out there. And there's a flag back behind the play. And here we go again.
Well, and you don't need this. You don't need
there's
this.
There's flags all over now. Okay, let's see what's going on. This has kind of been coming for some time.
Well, and one of my least favorite cheers over there from the student section: scoreboard, scoreboard, scoreboard. We just need to, again,
yes.
It's about character is what it's about. It's about character. Let's maintain your character, respect for the game.
Little composure here.
Absolutely.
Both sides.
Absolutely.
Because there was a lot of pushing and shoving on both sides.
Absolutely. Well, and the Valley coach had a couple of his guys out there trying to maintain control, and he did a great job on the sideline of making sure none of his kids came off the sideline. So credit the Valley coach for a nice job as well.
Okay, they've got we've got 3 personal fouls on Valley. It seems to work out to about 45 yards of penalties, but I don't think, because that last one's only going to be half the distance. I don't quite know what the cause of all that was. Okay, they marked off 1. And Labhart's getting the Anderson players together, and hopefully he's saying, guys, let's just get on out of here, and we don't have to do this.
Well, it's just not necessary. It doesn't have to be part of the game. We've got the game well in hand, and we just need to walk away from these things.
Okay, I think this is the third one, which should probably only be half the distance. I've never seen 50-yard penalty before, Steve, but I think I just see it.
And a penalty like that doesn't help the tone of the game either. You know, it doesn't. You know, you're down 20-0. You're 0-3. I mean, it's.
Okay, let's see. The ball's on the 6. And it says there it is, 1st and 48. Yeah, this is keep your composure time. Like you said, you got a big rivalry game with Franklin County coming up next week. Franklin County's here looking at you. Let's just everybody keep their cool. Okay, Valley puts 2 receivers to each side. Quarterback's under center. It's been a sneak the last couple times. They ran a delay, and he's brought down by Will. And what happened there?
Well, Tyler did a nice job of not responding. The Valley guy came up high on his block and stayed with his block long after the whistle. Tyler did a nice job of not responding. The official on that side, the field judge saw the play, called the penalty. We'll mark off another one here halfway, half the distance. But Tyler did a nice job of using restraint, not responding.
Okay. It's 2nd and just getting longer for Valley.
I'd say they're deep in the Valley right now.
Yes, the Valley of they're all the sun be out there, be in the shadow. Okay, once again, Valley puts two wides to this side, 1 to the far side.
I mean, it's 2nd and 49. I don't know what you call in a situation like this.
trying to draw Anderson offside. There's a handoff up the middle, and there's nothing there.
Hadn't been anything there all night.
That was Will Height, Watts, and Likens.
Again, though, you're limited. What are you going to call 2nd and 49? I mean, there's.
Yeah, they just fought through the blockers, and yeah. Watts has had a
great game.
He's almost matched his numbers in tackles. 7:14 to go, 20-0 Anderson. Valley puts receivers left and right. Quarterback's up under center. There's a handoff up the middle, and boy, there's nothing there. Is there a fumble?
I don't think so.
It looked like there was a lot of people diving in there late.
Yeah.
And
now their little scat back had the ball, and he was just caught right in the middle of that.
We had Will Height, I think, got up very slowly. There's trying to cut back. Once again there's Watts that starts him down, and then there's Will Height.
Nice pursuit to the football.
Yes, hanging on. He's still struggling to get out. Somebody's got a hand. Somebody's got a hand up there trying to bring him down.
Well, and a nice job, you can see in the replay there, of not giving in to the temptation to hit a kid who's not quite down. So good job.
There's a high punt. Get out of the way. And it's down on the 30 where Anderson will take over, 1st and 10. And we're still exchanging words out there. This is kind of fighters go to your respective corners. I don't see a flag. Okay, Anderson comes out. They've got Gillis at quarterback, Labhart, Bowes, and Franklin in the backfield. There's a handoff to Franklin. He cuts it back. He's still going.
You know, Keith, that counter has been the key to our second half. You know, we ran it 3 times almost in a row, and then we've kept coming back to that, and that play has really gotten us yardage. And when we've been able to stay away from the penalties, those 2 things have really made the difference in the second half of this team.
Blake got 6. Anderson's in the wishbone. Boy, Valley's got everybody up. Franklin dances around, spins, still spinning, and gets down to the 20. It's going to be close to the 1st down. Once we got past the first series of the second half, the line has really come off the ball and done a good job.
They have.
There's Franklin. He cuts back in the hole about as well as anybody we've had since Ethan Kelly was here.
He has really quick feet. And, you know, I could talk all night long on Ethan Kelly. Had a chance to watch him from Parks and Rec on. He's one of the exceptional kids I've seen play football. He had great vision and great feet.
Anderson's in the wishbone again. Valley looks like they're bringing the blitz. There's the handoff to Maxberry. And he's still going. And he gets down inside the 15. Going to be 2nd and 4.
You know, this is the point in the game where I'd like to see some of those running backs, whether it's Blake or Tyler or Labhart, Zach, get those guys out and get some of our other guys in there.
Yeah.
Because we've got a big game next week with
Yeah.
Franklin County. Franklin County's 2-1. They'll be ready for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said they're here scouting us tonight. I'd get some other guys in there. So it's nice to see Maxberry in there with a carry.
He's still in there. Oh, is there a fumble? There was a fumble, and Valley says they've got it.
Oh.
That's about our 3rd fumble of the night. And Valley's going to take over with 3:50 to go in the game. I'm not really really sure where the ball is. It was on the 14 before that play. It's on the 12, where Valley will have first and 10 to go with 3:50 to go in the ball game.
It would have been nice to have finished that drive out.
Yeah.
Again, momentum can carry over one game into the next. It would have been nice to have scored there and carry that over. You don't want to end on a turnover, fumble.
Yeah. Valley's in the shotgun, 2 wides to this side, 2 wides to the far side. Quarterback walks up under center, and we've got a flag. And Anderson's clapping, so it must be against Valley.
It'd be strange if they were clapping and it was on us.
Yeah, you generally tell which way it's going by who claps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at there, boys. Good shot of the moon coming up.
Amen.
I think this is see, September must be harvest moon. First and 15, ball's on the 7. There's handoff, and it's up to the 11. It's going to make it second and 11 on the 11. Now, Steve, I think that was really big when Valley didn't get it in right there at the end of the first half. They had a chance, and
it was big.
They were out of timeouts, and that's one of the things that could have changed the complexion of the game.
Again, there are key times in the game, and you, from having watched these games for 28 years plus and called them, that whether it's that particular play there or the first half for us when we had that 12-point turnaround, there are key points in the game that really make a difference in the outcome.
Valley has trips this way. There's a handoff up the middle. Oh, boy, that might have been a saving tackle by Wilhite, because we were heavy on this side with the trips, and Wilhite brings him down. 3rd and 4. There's breaks through there, gets by Labhart. Yep. Franklin was there, but that was a good tackle by Wilhite. 3rd and 17. There's a handoff again, and
just nothing there.
There's Wilhite again. That's 2 in a row for Justin. I don't think they made it.
Keith, I know things are clicking down here, and you've mentioned our sponsors, Century Bank, Progressive Photography, and Jackie Nichols with Century 21, but we really appreciate Anderson County Sports TV, and I hope our fans and our local folks will really get behind this. This is a great opportunity. As you said, you did this for 28 years. I know folks missed it last week. This is a great opportunity for us as a community to continue having not just football, but Anderson County sports on TV. So I hope our local folks, sponsors, and even parents will stay behind this. It's a great opportunity for those of us who love Anderson County sports.
Here we've got Peters back. And timeout. Valley with 1:27 to go. Anderson 20, Valley nothing.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Okay, here we go. We've got Peters back. Anderson, not much of a rush. Look like they're trying to get a return on. There's a nice kick, and Anderson's just letting it roll dead on the 30-yard line where Valley will down it. And with 1:16 to go, Anderson will take over. And Steve, you're getting your wish, buddy. You are getting your wish.
We're finally getting some new people into the game?
I think we are.
Well, hallelujah.
Well, maybe.
Maybe not.
No, maybe not.
Yes, we are. No, we're not. Zach Labhart's still out there.
Yeah, Lab's okay. I thought
Maxberry's in there.
Yeah, I thought we were getting some new people, but we're not.
Well, we should.
Well,
it always concerns me late in a game like this. You're up 20-0. You got 1:16.
Well, I think we're in fall down formation here. Yeah, we're in best formation in football. Yeah, we're just gonna take a knee and
I can
run this clock out. I think that's a good idea.
I can live with it.
Yes, I can too.
It is a fun formation.
Yes, it
I've
is.
seen it a few times myself.
Yes, it is. It's especially if the big numbers are on your side.
I always enjoyed it when number 10 went to a knee.
Yes, yes. But then playing defensive back, I don't know about that. There's another. That's the inside joke Steve and I have had for quite some time. And I think we're going to take one more knee here, and that's
what coach is asking for.
that's going to be your old ball game. And the young grads will go home. I think the dance is tomorrow night, and us old grads will go home, go to bed, because we're too old to do anything else. No way we can dance. And that should be your ball game. Final score: Anderson 20, Valley nothing. And I want to thank Steve for coming on very short notice and helping me out here tonight. He did a good job as always. Thank Clint Goins and Anderson County Sports TV. Think we did a good job here. Hope everybody watches. Good night.
Today's game is brought to you by Jackie Nickel, Realtor with Century 21 Commonwealth Real Estate. Get your nickels worth. Call Jackie Nickel. Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.